All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to GED Math and getting our situation rocking. People out there in TV land, computer land, internet world, wherever you're at. All right, so today I'm helping students with the algebraic situation, breaking it down for them. All right, and as I told you guys previously, the whole deal with the algebra is just setting up the equation. So you gotta look for key things when you set up your equation, all right? So my aim for today, I wanna know how, this is gonna be our aim, how can we convert, which is just a fancy word for change, how can we convert words into algebraic equations? All right, that's my aim for today. How can we convert words into algebraic equations? All right, so let's think about it. Now, I told you guys there's certain keywords that you always want to look at, certain things you always want to think about when you hear certain terms like of. I told you about of. What did I say when you see of? What does that mean for Bertha? When you see of, what does that mean?
Of is percentage.
Okay, that's cool. You said exactly right. When you see of, that's a percentage, but I want to know, what is the basic operation? What's the operation that you're going to do?
Not subtracting. No.
What do you think? Multiply. Whenever you see of, you're going to multiply. So like if the question says, what is 25% of, I don't know, 13, let's say. All right, what's 25% of 13? How you gonna work that situation out? 25% of 13. What are you gonna do?
Multiply by 100.
You're supposed to multiply by 100? Remember something that I told you guys previously, that fractions, percentages, decimals, all the same thing. So 25%, if we make that a fraction, what is that? 1/4. It's a quarter. Remember money? Because money is already made up in the percentage, right? It's 100 is $1, and then a quarter is 1/4 of that. All right?
50 is one half, right?
Exactly. 50% is 1/2. So if you want to find out 25% of 13, that's basically 1/4 times 13. That's how you're going to set that equation up. I don't know if that's in the thing. Let me see if I got that equation in there. I might have to zoom in on that equation. All right. So that now that equation is up in there. I zoomed in on the equation. My head is probably like about a million feet right now. My head is probably real big. Right here? All right, so I want to focus on this. All right, so we're trying to get 25% of 13. So I got 1/4 times 13. And we're going to break that down into 13 over 4. All right. So, Sherry, what do you do when you have an improper fraction? What's the next move?
You have to simplify.
How do we simplify? What do we do?
4 into 13.
Exactly, because remember I told you before, divisions, whenever you see a fraction, it means division. So you're always going to divide the numerator by the denominator. So I already know that's big over there, so I'm going to put 13 divided by 4.
3 and 1/4.
Say it again?
3 and 1/4.
3 and 1/4. All right. All right, so you said 3 and 1/4. So that'll be, I'm gonna break it down like this. It goes into here, 3 times, that'll be 12. We're gonna do this the long way. So that'll be remainder 1. All right, 4 can't go into 1, so I'm gonna add my decimal, put my decimal over here. And you said 3 and 1/4. I'm just breaking this down. I'm doing it the long way. All right, so how many times does 4 go into 10? We already know it's 25%, so I'm gonna say 0, that's gonna be 2, 5. So 3 and the 4th, 3.25, that's the answer. So that's 25% of 13, all right? All right, so I hope you're checking that out. I'm gonna give you some more words that we're gonna transfer into algebraic expressions. All right, I'm just keep going back and checking to see if they're looking at that and they can see all of that. Uh-oh. I think that might be a better look. And I put that 2.5 is going to be 1.0. And that's how we got that. All right, I'm moving on to the next one. Excuse me. I'm moving on to the next one. All right. Now, in algebra, you're going to hear a lot of times, you're going to hear something that's going to say, what I had before, I worked out something crazy before. I'm trying to think of what it was. Let me get back over here. I worked out something crazy before, but I just want to deal with this for now. And it says 5 plus a number. No, I don't even want to deal with that right now. I want to deal with this. I want to make up in something where we have a triangle. All right, and what did I have? I think I had something was, this was X, if that angle was X, and I think this angle was 2X, and I think I said this angle was X plus 20. Is that what it was?
No.
Was that what it was before? I think I had said something like that. We was dealing with these angles. All right. Now we was trying to figure out how to knock this out. You know how to knock that out?
X, 2x, and the outside angle is x plus 20?
This angle here is going to be X plus 20. I think that's right.
Okay, so you would have x plus 2x.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 4x plus 20 equals 180.
Right, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And how do you know it's 180?
Because the 3 angles on the inside add up to 180 degrees.
How do you know that?
Because it's the rule.
That's the rule. Why is that a rule?
I don't know why, it just is.
Do you know why it's a rule?
Because,
Do you remember?
yeah, because what is that, 360?
Exactly. And see, that's what I showed you before.
How they call
A square is 360.
360?
A square is
Triangle
360.
180.
Right, and if you cut a square in half,
How do you know a square is 360?
because you have 4 right angles, which is 90, 90, 90, and 90.
Okay.
But this is cool. Let's see if this is, let's say, because I made these numbers up. Let's see if that's going to work out. I'm going to erase this. And let me, you know what? I was supposed to be giving you the words to work this out. So the words to this would be, what are the degrees, or what are the measurement of angle X if it is a triangle where one angle is X, the other one is twice the size of X, and the other one is 20 more than X. So actually, they're gonna say you have, what is, you trying to find the measurement of an angle. All right? So I'm trying to find out the measurement of an angle, right? If you have one angle is twice the size of that angle, and the other one is x is 20 more than the angle. That's what I'm talking about. So that's going to give you, you're going to make this measurement x, and you're going to have x plus 2x plus x plus 20 equal 180. And then first thing you're going to do is simplify it. It says 4x equal 160, and then x equals 40. So that's what that is. So I know that whole thing is crazy. Did it come out? Let me see if they could just... see how we work that out. This situation out. All right, moving right along. We're talking about, let me go back to my board. Get the board back in there. Again, today we're trying to deal with, I'm gonna let you guys copy that. We're dealing with, our thing is, how can we convert words into algebraic equations? And actually with that one it says, what is the measurement of an angle if one angle is twice that size and the other angle is 20 degrees more than that size? So that would probably be the wording. So you would have the first angle, which is x, and the other one is twice that size, which would be 2x, and then the other one is 20 degrees more than that. Let me put these degrees in here. That's gonna work like that. All right, I'm just bugging myself out for the day. I hope the people in TV land is gonna enjoy this. All right, man. No. All right, move right along. I'm just bugging myself out. Just
Computer line?
yeah.
Land?
Say again?
You said TV land? TV land, right?
TV land. TV land is where I'm going. All right, look at this. Suppose you hear something that says that a number or something is decreased by 12. What does that mean if they say something is decreased by 12? You have a number that is decreased by 12. What do you think you're going to do, Sherry? Sherry first.
Can you make it smaller?
Okay, but how are you going to set up the equation? We're trying to convert words into algebraic equations. Something is decreased by 12. Filiberto, then I'm calling you, Keith.
Decrease it, it's like, yeah, you're making it smaller.
So what would be
What is it
the
like? Let's say if you had like what?
x? Let's say it's x.
X equals 80? No?
No, I'm saying, but we wanted something that's going to be decreased. How? I just want that idea of decreased by 12.
It's not like you're gonna take off 12, no?
All right, you're going to take up 12. So tell me what you're going to do. You're exactly right. What does that mean? We're going to decrease something by 12.
Like divide?
Subtract.
You guys subtracted it, but yeah, but it's like how you said it, like.
All right, so look, if something is decreased, if it says something is decreased by 12, and we don't know what it is, that's going to be x minus 12. All right, so that's the unknown is decreased by 12. If they say that, let's say it was opposite, they said if 12 is decreased by a number, then you're going to have 12 minus x. All right, so in this one we have x is decreased by 12. So a number is decreased by 12 that we don't know what it is. And this one we have 12 is decreased by a number. So both, they're kind of like two opposite things, kind of. One is decreased by 12, the other is decreased by x. But the main thing is whenever you hear decreased, you know that thing is going to be subtraction. You know the operation is going to be subtraction. All right. All right. I just want to give you a few different keys, and then we're gonna keep it moving. All right. A few things. I just want to tell you. I want to tell you quotient. I want to tell you difference. I want to tell you product. And I want to tell you sum. Those are 4 different answers. All right? Those are 4 different operations. All right? So if you see quotient, what's the operation that you're going to do to get the quotient?
I don't know what that means.
Quotient? Quotient is what happens after you divide. After you divide, you get the quotient. Have you seen that? I'm just trying to get this thing set it off right. So after you divide something, you get the quotient. All right, we was talking the other day. Remember we had all those other measurements? And I said that's the difference between 2 things. So what's the difference when we do what? Remember when it's me, you, and Ray?
Mm-hmm.
What was the operation that we were doing?
Borrowing.
To do what? But what's the operation? You were borrowing so that you could...
Subtract.
Thank you. So difference, you subtract to get the difference. All right? So far we got, you divide to get the quotient, you subtract to get the difference. All right, what do we do to get the product? Sherry, what do you do to get the product?
Multiply.
Multiply. You're both right. Multiply. Multiply to get the product. And the last operation is what? What do we do to get the sum?
You already know that.
What is it?
You know.
I don't know. You add. You add to get the sum. All right. So we add to get the sum. We're breaking this down. We're breaking it down. All right. So
Sumar. That was the last one.
sumar, right? So that's what it's from. Yes.
That's what it stands for.
Exacto. Exacto. En español debería ser sumar, right?
That's why I tell you we already know that.
We already know what it is. All right. So we got this information. I'm looking at it right here. I'm going to erase it. It's good enough for me to erase, and I'm looking at how much space I got on the top and on the bottom. Let me just pull back a little. And pull back a little like that. All right. So now I gave you this. So we're going to try. Remember we're doing. We're trying to convert words into algebraic equations. So I just wanted to make sure you knew about the quotient, the product, the difference, and the sum. All right. So if you hear something, the sum of a number and 6. The sum of a number and 6. How you think you're gonna write that? The sum of a number and 6. Now remember what sum represents, right?
6 plus and whatever question mark the number would be.
Okay, you're right. So that's very good. So that'll be the sum of a number and 6. So instead of a question mark, you just use a variable. So it could be A, B, C, D. Most people always use X. So X plus 6, X being the number that we don't know, And the sum of a number means that you're gonna add 6. The sum of a number and 6 means that we're adding 6 to that number, right? That's good? You got it so far? All right.
So let's say we adding 6 to what, 40?
Right, oh, so we had a problem and it worked, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's do this. All right. Let's say, hello. Yeah, not a problem. You all right? You can carry that?
Yeah, I'm just gonna drag it.
Okay, I don't want you to hurt yourself.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so look. So let's say, you said to be 40, right? Let's do this. So the sum of a number and 6 would be 46. So how are you gonna solve that? What's the first step that you would do? I think somebody's calling us with the answer.
It's King.
6.
Hello? Yeah, what's the deal? Yeah, I'm teaching right now. I'm gonna hit you back. I'm definitely gonna see you today, all right? All right, back to that, peace. All right, see, they was calling to tell me that they know how to solve this problem. That's who was on the phone. So I said, and you heard I told him, I said, I'll see you today for your math lessons. All right, so what's the first thing that we gotta do?
We go 6x.
Remember, what's the whole key when you have this type of situations? We want to get the variable by itself.
Right.
So what do you do first, Keith?
You subtract 6 from.
We're going to subtract 6. So we minus 6 from both sides. And that's going to give us x equals 40. Remember, it's your idea. You said suppose x was 40, and that's what I created for you. So I made x 40. So now if x is 40, we could do anything else you want to do with it. But x plus 6 equals 46. You subtract the 6, that'll give you the x by itself. And as you said previously, x is 40. All right. I'm moving on. All right? Everybody's all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm not doing nothing. We're just changing words into equation. All right, here's the next word. Suppose they tell you 16 less than a number. How you gonna set that up, Sherry? 16 less than a number.
16 minus x, whatever the number is.
Almost. 16 less than a number. 16 less than a number. What'd you say?
X 16.
All right, so that'll be x. And it says 16 less than a number. We don't know what the number is. So since we don't know what the number is, we're going to make that number x. And then 16 less than a number is going to be x minus 16. So these are the things that you want to look out for when you're reading these word problems, how they're setting it up. All right? 16 less than a number means the unknown number minus 16. That's 16 less than a number. All right, we're going to try it. What about this now? If I say, Sherry, 2.5 more than a number.
It would be x divided by?
No, not divided. It's a 2.5 more. What do you, go ahead.
X plus, what, you said what?
2.5. X plus 2.5. Or 2, that's good. This is 16 less than our number. This is 2.5 more than a number. All right? So I just want to familiarize you with those terms, and that's going to make it easier. That'll facilitate you guys working out these equations once you get these words down. Because that's what we do. How can we convert words into algebraic equations? We're taking these words and we setting up the equation, right? Whatever the words are, that's what we're gonna do. You ready for another one? All right, if it says, now let's do this one. This one is 13 minus a number. Now what are you gonna do with that one, Sherry? This one, this should be up your alley. 13 minus a number.
13 minus x.
Exactly. Very nice. 13 minus x. All right. 13 minus a number. All right. All right. Now they're going to try to be slick. All right, because they already said 2.5 more than a number. They might also change that, and they might say, Filberto, a number. Let me erase this. I'm gonna erase this, all right? So we got more space on here. I want to say, how would you represent a number increased by 8?
Increase the number. Because we already did.
Yeah. I'm just, we followed these steps. So think about it. Something increased by 8. What is it that you're doing?
I know you adding.
Okay, you adding what?
You add x plus x.
Increased by 8.
Oh, you said by 8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what is
So
it?
x plus 8.
8. That's it. It's a number. Increase. Increase means that you adding to it, and we're breaking it down. We're keeping it moving. All right. Keith, I need your help on this one, man. You with me?
Mm-hmm.
All right. It says the product of 13 and a number. How could you write that down? The product of 13 and a number.
The product of 13.
We're trying to represent the product of 13 and a number. You raising your hand? Oh, okay. All right. She said she wants to give you a shout out. She wants to give you a shout at the title, man. So what do you want to say? What do you want to do, Sherry?
Is it 13 times the x?
Exactly. It's because remember, product means that we multiplication. So if it's a product of 13 and the number, that would be 13x, which is 13 times x. So that's good. See, I'm glad we're going over this. So now it's going, once we get into these other algebraic equations, once you get this vocabulary down, get these ideas down, it's facilitating you now knowing how to start the problem. Because they're going to tell you these different words in these word problems. All right?
I understand the only thing that can get is like how to use the x, like x plus 8 equals.
Oh, okay, but
That's the thing, the frequency.
that's the mess with you. All right, but you know what? Let's knock these out first, and then once we knock these out, then I'll deal with that with you. Because the whole trick with what you're saying with any variable, whether it's x, y, g, whatever, what it is, you want to get the x by itself. Just like we had in what we just had. We just had x plus 2x plus x, and then it was x plus 20 equals 180, right? Then we just had that. That was just on the board.
Yeah.
Right? So the first thing that we did, look what we did. First thing, you want to get rid of your plus or your minus. You want to get rid of that number by itself. So we got the 20. We minus the 20 from both sides. So that takes that, knocks that out. That makes this one 160. And then we can put all our x's together. So we got 4x equal 160. Then we have to remember that word I gave you out before, reciprocal. What's the reciprocal, Phil? Remember when I gave you this word reciprocal? What's that reciprocal mean? What do we do?
The lowest, no.
No. Remember the reciprocal? This we was getting the reciprocal when we was not getting rid of this. We trying to get rid of this force. So what do I have to do?
Forget the reciprocal.
Do you remember? What's the reciprocal?
Reverse?
Right, the inverse. Inverse, right? So that'll be 1/4. We multiply both of these by 1/4. And that'll give us 1/4 is the reciprocal. So these 4's will cancel out. Because these two are opposite. 4 times 4 divided by 4 is going to be 1. So that'll give you x. And then you got 160 over 4, which is 40. So that's how you do that. That's how you do that. Let me move out the way. I don't know if that's probably not in here. Is it in there? Is it fitting in there? Uh-oh. There we go. Let me get it just. All right. X equal 40, as you see. All right. We're going back. Going back and straightening out this thing so I got the whole board. Now I got the whole board back at my disposal. All right. All right, so that's basically the situation, Phil. Whenever you have those whenever you have those variables, you want to get the variable by itself. So the first thing you're going to do is add or subtract that extra number, whatever it is, from both sides. And then you have to find a reciprocal of whatever is attached to that variable, and then that'll get the variable by itself. All right? We move right along. All right? It says a number divided by 4. Who's up next? A number divided by 4. How would you
X
represent it?
divided by 4.
X divided by 4?
Yeah.
Okay, how you gonna
X
write that?
over 4.
Thank you. That's what it is. X over 4. Because remember, whenever you have a fraction means division, and you're always dividing the numerator by the denominator. All right? X over 4. X over 4. And this was one of the answers to the problem. What was the problem? The problem was, I remember the problem. The problem said if a dozen eggs cost X dollars, how much would it cost for 3 eggs? You remember that problem? If a dozen eggs cost X dollars, how much would it cost for 3 eggs? And what I did was, I put 3 over 12 times X, but then I simplified it to 1 over 4, because 3 goes into 3 one time, goes into 12 4 times, so I simplified this into 1 over 4 times X, which equals X over 4. So that would be the cost of 3 eggs if it was X for a dozen of eggs. If the cost for a dozen eggs were X, 3 eggs would cost X over 4. So that's where we got that from. But that's where it was used at previously. All right, you guys tired yet?
Tired for what?
Tired from what, right? I'm the one that's talking. All right, we got plenty of time before we get our break. All right, so let's talk about this next one. It is, I keep this one last time. Let's talk about this one. It says 3 times a number. Sherry, you gave me a fantastic idea. You know what idea you gave me? To eat one of these lifesavers. Anybody want a lifesaver? No?
Yeah.
You want one?
Yeah. I know my life saved, a long time ago, but,
Here you go.
the more I pray,
The more you pray, the more your life is saved.
Yeah.
All right, those are good. I like those. All right. So we move right along. 3 times. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Look at this. 3 times the number. For Bertha, how can we represent that idea? Because you know, eventually, all these terms that I'm giving you, all these terms that we're going over, all of these words that we are converting into algebraic equations, we're going to do that, and we're going to see how it really works. So right now, they're talking about 3 times the number. How are you going to represent that, Phil?
It's not 3 over x?
No, because that would be 3 divided by a number.
So it's 3x.
That's it.
3x.
3x. 3 times the number. We don't know what that number is. 3x would represent 3 times a number. All right, 3x. All right, representative. 3 times the number. This candy is good, Sherry. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Where was that? Now we're going back to what he was thinking about before, but I'm going to give it to you, Sherry. 18 divided by a number.
X, 18x.
She said 18x? That's what you said?
Yeah.
What do you think, Keith?
18 over x.
18 over x, because remember, it's the numerator divided by the denominator. So if you said 18 divided by a number, it's going to be, since we don't know what this number is, it's going to be 18 over x. All right? 18 over x. Or if you want to look at it like this, but you're not going to see it like this. These two mean the same thing. All right? 18 divided by x, 18 divided by x. 18 divided by a number, 18 divided by a number. It's the same situation. Okay?
How we find out which one's the number, man?
How would we find out which one, what the answer is to this one? I will see how many times does x go into 18. You know, but you know what the answer to this question is?
X.
Answer to this question is 18 over x. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right. All right, but that's a good one.
I didn't want to know if you knew that.
No, of course I know that. You know, now it's gonna get a little rough. I'm erasing this. Suppose I said 5 times a number decreased by 7.
5
Times a number
5
decreased by 7.
5 minus 5x minus
Come on, Phil, what did you say?
5x minus equals.
No, 5x minus 7.
Oh, that's what you said.
Yeah, 5 times the number decreased by 7.
Oh, decreased by 7. Okay.
Right, so your math is getting really good, man.
I didn't hear the number when you
Yeah.
said 7.
But I'm saying, I'm liking the way that you figure these things out, and you improved a lot. All right. Keith, a number times itself.
X squared.
Wow. Did y'all get that? A number times itself. X squared. Any number times itself is gonna be x squared. So this is swan times swan, that's swan squared. All right? A number times itself, x squared. All right, now listen, see they're trying to get tricky now. They're trying to get tricky, and I don't know if you know what this stuff is. I'm gonna start with you, Sherry. The square root of a number less 6. Almost gave the answer away. The square root of a number less 6. No? Filberto, and then I'm going to Keith. The square root of a number less 6. Do you remember when we did those square roots?
X. I'm actually about to make notes.
Go back to your notes. I'm going back to my lifesaver. These are different flavors. I remember when I was a kid, they had the original flavors. These are got a little different thing to them. Tastes nice. Thank you.
I know that we did it before.
We did this. We did the square root before, right? Square root of a number less 6.
Question. It's X squared minus 6. No, can't be right.
Second.
It's not. It's definitely have to start with X.
But what about the x we got to start with? You know what it is, Keith?
Say it again.
Square root of a number less 6.
X squared minus 6.
Almost. That's a number squared. The square root.
Square root. Okay, so it's the square root.
Square root of x
Minus 6.
minus 6.
Sorry.
That's the square root symbol.
Oh, you gotta go. Okay. Because I did it the opposite way. I did it X. Square root. Okay.
Right. It's square root. It's the square root of a number minus 6. All right, we almost finished with this, and then they're going to give us. Well, then I'll have to make up some problems. Okay. All right, then we got to make problems and solve. Okay, we got 2 more. We got 14 increased by a number multiplied by 8. 14 increased by a number all multiplied by 8. How do you do that?
14 plus X 8.
Look at
15 plus X in parentheses.
right. But you get good, Phil. I have Phil thinking. So you got it. So it's 14. What is it?
Parentheses? No.
14
Plus.
plus X in parentheses. 8.
Okay. All right. 14 increased by a number, all multiplied by 8. All right, so the fact that it says all, that's the key that we got to put that in parentheses. All right, or parentheses.
Oh, when you say all, that means
Right.
inside the.
Right, because I could have said 14 14 increased by a number multiplied by 8, then it could be 14 plus 8x. Because x is a number, multiplied by 8 would be 8x. But it's 14 plus a number, and then this whole thing is multiplied by x. So you're doing the parentheses, or parentheses. All right? Last one. For you, Sherry, then I'm coming to keep. 8 minus a number, all divided by that same number. 8 minus a number, all divided by that same number.
8 minus x.
All right, she's got 8 minus x, then what do you do?
Say it again, x. The question.
What did I say? 8 minus a number, all divided by the same number.
8 minus x divided by 8? No.
You're close. You're close. Phil?
8 minus x divided parentheses 8.
Close too. I'll give you the parenthesis. What do you got, Keith?
Divided by x.
Right. Because it says 8 minus a number, which you got is x, divided by the same number.
Number divided by.
You get it? So these two are going to be the same. So that's 8 minus x over x. Or 8 minus n over n or whatever. All right. What time it is? We got time before we take a break. Let's see if we can work out one of these problems. All right.
At least I got the parentheses.
Yes, you did. You did. You listen. I'm impressed. Both you guys are doing your thing. All three of them.
Well, actually, yeah, because if you didn't have the parentheses, it'd be a different.
Yeah, it's a whole different situation.
Right. Without the parentheses, you could just
Right.
be like 8. It'd just be 8.
Right.
Well,
it would
that's
be
a negative. Well,
right. You would wind up with something negative. You wind up with something negative. It'd be a different situation. But the parenthesis kind of helps it. All right, now look at this. Let's look at this. All right, so now we learned all this stuff. Let's see if we can figure this out. You ready? I want you to work this out. It says 3 times a number increased by 14 is 23. I'm going to say it again. And now, remember what we're doing? We're taking these words and we're creating a mathematical or algebraic equation. It says 3 times a number increased by 14 is 23. So I want you to figure that out. So I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit down for a second. Wait a second, I need a lifesaver. Somebody, please save me.
Can you say?
Somebody save me.
Can you say 3?
Go ahead. What are you gonna do? I said, what I said? I said 3 times a number increased by 14 is 23. So what are you gonna say?
3 times
Go ahead.
x plus 14 equals 22, right?
Very nice. All right. So now what do you do now? Now you got to solve.
Now the problem.
Now you did the hardest. That's what you understand.
This is easy.
Yeah. That's what I'm just. And this is the whole purpose of this lesson. Once you know how we convert words into algebraic equations, then that's your whole job. Once you get to this part, this is the easy part now. It's the easy part because now you just gotta. Well,
You gotta divide it.
no. What are we gonna do first? What are you gonna do first? Think about what we did in the other problem with the triangle. Go ahead.
What? Take a 14.
Take the 14. What are we gonna do with it?
Reduce? No, not reduce. Simplify? No. 14.
You got the right idea. You got the right idea. What are we gonna do with the 14? You wanna help them out?
We're gonna divide it? No.
No, we're not gonna divide it. Look at this.
Yes, 3 multiply.
I'm proud of you that you figured out the thing. So you figured out the,
You gotta find the reciprocal?
no, you figured out the hardest part already.
You did the hardest.
You did the hardest part. Now this is the easy part. Remember, look back at what we did with the 2x, x plus 2x plus x plus 20. What did we do first?
Sorry.
Okay, you want to get rid of the, you want to simplify it. But to do that, you have to get rid of 14.
14.
How you gonna get rid of 14? Look at the problem I just told you. Look at what we did. Look at the order operation. What we do first?
Okay, the one I have is x plus 2x plus. I had the one with the 160.
Right, that's it. Yeah, right. So how we got to 160? Because it was 180.
Okay, so 14. So we take 3x.
No, look what you did. You had x plus 2x plus x plus 20 equal
10.
180.
That was 180. Okay.
So what did you do first?
You always have to get x by itself.
Okay, so it's
The first thing you have to get rid of is the 14.
Roberto and Sherry, how are we gonna get rid of this 14?
Subtract?
Subtract the 14. And what we do to this side, we're gonna do to that side. So we're gonna minus 14 here. We're gonna minus 14 here. Right? So those are gonna cancel out, so that's gonna give us 3x equals what? 23 minus 14 is? Huh?
let's see. 11. No.
3 minus 4. Can you do 3 minus 4? What we gotta
We
do?
gotta borrow.
Now what is it?
You do subtract is 9.
Okay. So now we got 3x equals 9.
Equals 9.
Now we're looking for that word. What's the word?
Reciprocal.
Now we're looking for the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal? You see what we're doing, Sherry? What we got? What do we have to get rid of? What we gotta get rid of, Phil?
The 9? Come on.
We gotta get the x by itself. How we gonna do that?
It's 9. X3. No.
Sherry, what do you think?
Multiply.
Multiply what?
3 by 3.
You close. Keith, what we gotta do?
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3, or better yet, look at this. The reciprocal, you gotta find the reciprocal of 3, which is 1/3.
Okay.
So when you get the reciprocal of 3, which is 1/3, that makes x equal 9/3. So that's 9 divided by 3, which equals, how much is 9 divided by 3? 3.
3.
3, right?
3. And that's it. Like I said, you did the hardest part in figuring this out. All right, let's try, I got a few more. You up to it? Or you want to take a break? You want to take a break first?
Break for what? Nobody smokes.
Okay, that's cool. That's good. No, because he's right. Because that's what most time when these other ladies are here, they want to take a break so they can get their little smoke on.
Michael, is it legal to smoke in public places too?
Yeah.
Costa Rica? You're not allowed to smoke in public places.
Are you going to smoke in your own house?
Only in your own house you can smoke.
That's a good law.
Yeah.
Because then, if that's the case, you know what I mean, I won't get all that secondhand smoke. All right, here you go. You ready for the next one? Now this one might sound... Now remember, this just going to take in consideration all the stuff that we've been talking about. All right? It says, a number decreased by 16 equals 39.
A number?
Right, a number decreased by 16 equals 39.
Okay. So you got x plus 16 equals 39. X plus 16 equals 39.
Hold on, wait a second. A number decreased.
Minus.
Oh,
What'd you say?
Okay, yeah.
Subtract.
All right, so now we got,
X minus 16 equals 39.
right, so we got a number
Mm-hmm.
decreased
Yeah.
by 16
Okay.
equals 39.
Mm-hmm. That's what I have.
That's why you don't work that out.
Now to work the problem.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay in tonight, man. Staying in? Yeah, where you going? You said you're going to Brooklyn?
Yep.
So you hanging out?
Yep.
I'm gonna be in the Bronx tomorrow morning.
You gonna be in the Bronx tomorrow morning? See, with me, that's what I wanna, I just called this guy, I'm gonna see if I can get my car fixed.
Okay.
What you, what? You wanna cut it off? No. You shy? They can't see you. They can't see you, it's TV land. All right, now look, I'm going to you, Sherry, what's the first thing you wanna do now?
Trying to find my
So you
X's, so
you have to get rid of the 16.
get rid of the 16.
We have to get rid of 16, so how are we gonna get rid of the 16? What are you gonna do?
Take 16 on this side, 16 on this side,
Okay,
minus, right? I mean, you guys subtract now, right? Okay.
now look, remember what it says. That's x minus 16. It's x minus 16, so what are we gonna have to do to get rid of that 16? Sherry, you see what we gotta do?
Do we subtract
Subtract what?
39 from the 16? I mean the 16 from the 39.
You wanna subtract it, wait a second, I don't know, what are we trying to do?
Oh,
We wanna get the x by itself. So how are we gonna get the x by itself? What can we do to get the x by itself? Phil, what do you think?
So we take x.
I keep telling you, you have to do the hardest part first. The hardest part is to get this. Once you get this, can I show you something? Let me show you something, look at this. Again, the trick is, you want to get the x by itself, okay? We got an x minus 16. This is minus 16. How can I get rid of this 16? Add 16. This is minus 16, so I'm going to add 16 to the side. That's going to cancel that out. I'm going to add 16 to this side. That's going to make that 55. X equals 55. All right, you got the right idea, but you got to understand. When you see this extra stuff, if it's a minus sign, then you're going to have to add to get rid of it. If it's a plus sign, like what the other one was x plus 20, we subtracted 20 from this side, and we subtracted 20 from the other side. That's how we got 4x equals 160. So we got to just remember, I mean, you guys, you're doing the hard part. You're making and converting these words into algebraic equations. But that's the hardest part. Once you get to this part, this is the easy part. You just add or subtract. It's only add, subtract, or find the reciprocal, depending on the situation.
So whatever let's say if this is a 17 or 20 over here, where you had the 16.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what numbers in there, you always have to add it to a descendant.
Right. As long as if it's a minus sign,
Yeah.
you're always going to add to get rid of it.
Okay.
If it was, let's look at the other one we had. We had x plus 2x plus x plus 20 equal 180. Remember? So the first thing that we did, we had to get rid of this 20, so we minus the 20 degrees, and that gave us 4x equals 160 degrees. And then let me move this stuff out the way so I can just break down this whole problem for you. All right? I'm hoping we're getting this. So 4x is 160. Then now we have to multiply by 1/4. That's going to give you x equal 160 over 4. And you know that 4 goes into 16 4 times, and into 0 0 times. X equals 40 degrees. So, depending on what that sign is, because that's going to really mess with you when we get to these quadratic equations, that what that sign is key. You okay, Sherry?
Yeah, the sign was messing with me, but now I know you just reverse it. You know?
Right, whatever the sign is. So, and this one here, it said plus 20, so we had the minus 20. The last one said minus 16, so then you have to add 16, all right? I'll let y'all digest that. These things are addictive. You want a lifesaver, sir?
No, thank you, because I'm out of here in 5 minutes.
You out of here in 5 minutes?
Yes, sir.
All right, up.
Train leave at 2:57.
Oh, so you going straight to Brooklyn?
Going straight to Brooklyn.
I thought you wanted to hang out with me, man.
I'm going straight to Brooklyn.
I was gonna drive.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You sorry to hear that I'm driving to Brooklyn?
Sorry to hear that. Yeah, I'm going straight to Brooklyn
Okay.
now. And I had to check this girl, and then later on, we going out for drinks
Okay.
in this little lounge spot.
I saw it was like denim lounge or something like that. We said it's the shit. Chanel something. Oh, well, let me get back.
No, Chance is on Monday.
Okay.
This is it's on Facebook too. Let me see if I can figure out how to send you the link. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. All right, so look, I'm going to the next one. You ready for the next one? You ready for the next one, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now let's do this. 90 divided by a number is 18.
Nine.
90 divided by a number is 18. Now this one is going to take you, I'm sure it's going to take you a second to set it up.
You guys get rid of what, 90? the 18.
Now, the trick is you gotta set it up first, and then once you set it up,
Yeah, I got 90
Go ahead.
divided x 18.
now let me see. Okay, I'm erasing this. Tell me exactly what you have. You said you have 90, right?
90
Go ahead.
divided.
What do you mean? Like draw a line right here?
Oh no, I have a. One second.
Because if you said 90 divided by x equals 18, that's what you're saying?
That's not. Okay.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so what do you do now? I can't see why I keep missing these calls. Did you figure it out? Oh, that's crazy. 12.19. What was I doing at 12.19? I was probably buying food. All right, did y'all figure out how to work this one out?
You got divided what? 90. Oh, 18.
This one it's a brain teaser, right? You know how to do this one?
I'll divide. Said 90 over x equals 18, so you're gonna divide 90 by 18.
You said you got to divide 90 by 18?
No. I'll tell you what the answer is, but I don't know how to get there.
When we do this one for you guys?
Because I know we need to use the x.
All right, this would how I would do it. We have this x as a fraction, right? So what I would do, I would multiply by x first. So I'm multiplying by x. So that's gonna give me, these x's are gonna cross out. I'm gonna have 90 equals
You cancel out the x, right?
18x, right?
And then divide by 18.
Right, and then now I'm finding reciprocal, which is 1/18. And I'll divide by this. Okay, and that'll give me, I'm gonna come over here, that'll give me 90 over 18 equals x. And that 18 goes into 95 times, right? So x equals 5. So you cutting out?
Yes, sir. So I can catch the train.
All right, get your train.
I sent you the link. It's Visions Lounge.
Oh, Visions.
Visions Lounge.
All right, thank you,
All
sir.
right, everybody enjoy their weekend.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, did you see how we got this?
Yeah, I know that we have to divide 90, you know,
Right.
by 18.
Right, cause you know what I mean? Cause if you went this way first, it would have been crazy. you'd have 18 over 90. That's not going to work. And then you would have 1 over x. So my thing is to get rid of the x first, because this is a fraction. This is 1 over x. It's a fraction. So what I did was by multiplying by x, or really this is x over 1, if that makes y'all see it better, x over 1. So it's going to make these two cancel out, get the 90 by itself, and then I'll put the 18 next to the x. So now we have to solve for x, so we get the 18 out by using that reciprocal. We get rid of the 18, 90 over 18, which we have over here. 18 goes into 90 5 times. And I'll give you the answer that x equals 5 or 5 is equal to x. Okay?
Yeah, because anybody can just divide 18, by 9, but because the x is that's the problem, right?
And that's what makes it.
That's the whole deal.
Yeah, that is the whole deal, as you said, whole deal. All right, I got two more. I got 2 more for you, and then I'll deal with whatever problems and the questions that you guys want to deal with. Excuse me. So I want to give you a chance to deal with these. And remember everything that we're doing. We're converting words into algebraic equations, and that's the skill that you guys need. You need to get these words. You need to be able to change these words into algebraic equations, and that's what we're doing. We're taking the words from the problem, and we're changing them into these equations. And then once we do that, it makes it easier for us to work out the problem. Or it should make it easier for us to work out the problem. So we got 1 more, we got 2 more. All right? Sherry, you're up. It says 48 equals a number increased by 6, and the sum all multiplied by 5. And that's how I want to set up. It says 48 equals a number increased by 6, and the sum all multiplied by 5.
Okay, you're saying
48 over x.
40, say it again?
48 equals a number increased by 6, and the sum